So moving on from the simple subassembly, I want to show you how we can import a complex assembly from an external system. So let's go back to our original example. Let's pretend that that's a top level part of an assembly. And if I just minimize the software and show you an example document that I've exported from SAP. This Excel sheet is for an assembly, and you can see it's got the indent for all the child parts. Obviously this is in Excel format. Visual BOM, we can actually write an import routine for lots of different formats. Could be text format or an XML or a CSV and so on. So there are a whole variety, and included in the price of the software is the cost of writing the import routine should it require one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this time, and I'm going to run and select the Visual BOM Bill of Materials import app. This will open an app, and you can see now that I've previously not installed an update for this application, so we use the Microsoft Click Once technology, so it'll automatically install that update for me. So if I then go and click on open and select the parser that the BOM parser that I require, in this case I'm selecting the generic parser, and then go back to that example document, you can see we've got all the parts ready to import, and I can select import and confirm I want to import all 36. So now the software will import those parts, obviously the parent part number being the detail part that I originally did, but I'm pretending now that that's actually a top level assembly that we're creating the report for. So once this comes through, it will confirm that all 36 parts have been imported, and I can close it. And if I just press the plus button now, you can see all the parts sat there within that particular subassembly. Now if I go back to the parent part or parent assembly and double click to open up Visual Fair and just show you, Form 1 is automatically updated as an assembly, and all the child parts get listed. And you can see that. Obviously some of those parts might not be all handled by Visual Fair. So let's just deal with the different examples that you might get. So I'll close Visual Fair down, and we'll go back to the repository tab within VIPI. Let's say this first part within the assembly is handled outside at one of our suppliers. So we right click and select Edit, Report Type, and then I'm going to select Report Handled Outside VIPI. Okay, the reason for that is that Fred Blogs Incorporated are going to produce that report for me and submit a PDF of their first article, which I'm going to attach at that level once I've verified it's okay. These parts here are all standard catalogue parts, so I'm going to right mouse click on those, and I'm going to set those to report type standard catalogue part, and they will all update with a bolt symbol to indicate that they're a standard catalogue part. And again, I'm just going to attach the certificate of conformance for those parts at that level. And if I go back to my my Form 1 on my parent part, you'll notice that the Form 1 also gets updated, and obviously Form 2 would get updated if applicable. So you can see there that it's updated with some of the information that I've just changed. So obviously there's more detail within the assembly, the complex assembly, but just to reiterate, you can customize it to bring in any data from any external system. And I've got a complex assembly example. You've also got the ability with the color coding to see the status. So here this one's green, and you can see the date it was completed. There is some basic search facilities in the software, so I can type in the first 2 letters of a particular part and then click on search, and it will find all the parts that start with AS, for example. Once it's done the search, I can then double click on a particular part, and it will take me to that part within the repository.